Hello, I am Asheron, and welcome to my study. And today, we are, after quite a long hiatus from it, going to be playing some more Asheron's Call, which is, as I have mentioned before, still my favorite game. After, a long, long time and playing many other games, none have exactly reached the level that this game has. Of course, every time I think about it, I have to wonder if it's partially nostalgia talking as to why I like this game so much, or not. It's very hard to tell. But either way, still very much enjoy the game. And I was away from it for a while, but that's pretty normal for me. I kind of jump between games a lot. But we have some dailies to get done, which first I was wanting to do Bellis, but that is a kind of complicated quest. I need to remember how we do that. So first we need to get the Eater Jaw on all three characters, because there's three characters I have that are high enough level to do said quest. I suppose I should rebuff first. Where's my orb? Is this the orb? It is the orb. It has been too long. I have completely forgotten how everything works. And let's just have our, Verindy tank buff us, because that's a lot of work otherwise. Anyways, so we first get everyone into Arwick. We pick up the stipend or stipend. I don't know how people pronounce it, but we get that first, and then we summon the portal in Arwick with my Void Mage, I believe, and that will take us to the Eater Jaw dungeon. Is it done already? Oh, it's because where's the button? Pretty sure there was a button here. Force buff, that's it. Because my buffs still have like 10 minutes on it, so it doesn't want to rebuff. So we're just gonna force it to buff, so it actually rebuffs everything. It was just rebuffing the armor, because I guess for some reason that was close enough to wearing off. But yes, so we go to Arwick, get everyone the stipends, then we summon the portal, then we need to run each person through the portal. I suppose the Eater Dungeon's always scary. That's gonna be fun. I suppose the two-handed character should go last on that, so I should get them. Of course, mana troubles, because we still do not have life magic on this character. That's why we need the mana potions. That's fine. Uh, when are we gonna get life? Do we ever get life magic on this character? I don't know if we do. I forget what build exactly I was going for. I have it written down somewhere. I'll have to look at that. Okay, but now it's trying to buff the armor again, which we do not need it to do, because it just buffed the armor, so that's fine. So now we need to get this person to Arwick, which is over here. And then we'll get them the stipend, and then we'll log them out. Then we'll log into the archer, get them the stipend, and bring them here. And then I suppose we will do... It's you that gives the stipend, right? Yeah. Okay, then we get slashing weapon. Let's set them up here and log out. Okay. So yeah, we'll do the Void Mage first, because they summon the portal. And then we'll do the Archer second. So yeah, let's bring the Archer there. And we'll bring the Void Mage there last. Where am I? Oh, I'm outside of Arwick. Well, ain't that convenient. Why do I have the composite bow, and why do I have greater Ulthoy armor? What was I doing on this character? Man, I kind of logged them out right in the middle of some errand that I was doing, and I have no idea what that was. Because obviously, with all this greater Ulthoy armor in my inventory, I was doing that quest. But why did I need a set, like a singular set of greater Ulthoy armor? It's not even that much higher armor level than my buffed Explorer gear, except the elemental ones are much higher. The base armor level's about the same, but man, this is some horrible elemental protection. Jeez. So I might have been getting that to help me with this dungeon, because this having high acid protection helps against the eaters. But I think having the buffs would be better. So who's to say? I don't remember why I was doing that. But we need to get you the stipend. There we go. And then we log you out as well. Then we log in the Void Mage. Get the Void Mage in here. And then everything will be great. And actually, once we get the Void Mage in there, everything will be horrible, actually, because... Oh, the place I was previously prevents login. Where did I leave this character? Did I leave them in the Bellis room? Because they had the blank augmentation gem first in their inventory. Oh well. So, yeah, and by horrible, I mean we need to go through the Eater dungeon, which on the high-level character won't be an issue. On the low-level characters will be absolutely an issue. But that'll be great. That'll be fine, I'm sure. What level did you get to? 145? Okay. Well, at least you have ancient armor, which is a lot better than that explorer armor. I really need to get more sets of ancient armor, because my archer could use that. But let's see. But the ancient armor dungeons are a complete hassle. At least alone they are. They're great quests if you actually have people to do them with, but if you're trying to solo them, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well at all. So what exactly are my things? Let's see. Insatiable Vault is secondary. So we want to summon secondary portal. This probably won't last for everyone, but it doesn't have to. We'll go through with this character first. And hopefully everything goes well. We're buffed up, but I haven't played in a while, and thus I may not be very good. But, yep. And remember, this character is the one that gets hit a lot, but doesn't take much damage anytime. My archer is the one that gets hit significantly less because of the superior melee defense, but every time they do get hit, they get hit like a truck. And it's just not a good situation to be in. Because it's easy to manage small hits that are consistent. It's hard to manage big hits that come out of nowhere over and over. Is this the way? No, this is not the way. I'm pretty sure I needed to go down there. So let's do that. I'm also trying to remember the route through this dungeon that we haven't done in a while. And these Eater dungeons have always been a complete maze. Alright, now jump in, turn around, go out the door, go through the middle, and then around to one of the two sides. Okay. Now this one should have the Eater Jaw. We'll just Nether Blast him. And he resisted everything. That's why we use the blast. Man, but now that we're sitting still, we're getting kind of destroyed. Let's try the damage over time route. Okay, we got that on both of you. Got that on you. Keep healing. Oh, we got a rare. Right. Because we haven't played in a while. So the chance to get a rare has gone up and up and up as we've been offline. Alright, but the damage over time route definitely works a lot better against enemies that consistently resist you. Okay. We get our pearl right there. Pick up both of these. And then we can exit. I suppose primary portal recall. I think that took us back to town network. Yeah. And then we will take you back to Arwick, because we'll need to resummon that portal. Because this person only has Portal 1. And that only lasts, like, what, 5 minutes? How long is it? Probably even shorter than that. 1 minute, yeah. So we're gonna need you to be here as the rest of the people do their runs through there. Alright. Summon Portal 2. And then we log you out. And we need to go get the jaw on the archer, and then we'll probably need to summon the portal again to get the jaw on my two-handed person. But I know that this quest is off cooldown because it has been a very, very, very long time since I've been on here. So obviously it's been about at least a week since we did Bellis. We'll go back over to our regular bow, heal up. I'll actually preemptively put a new healing kit on there, just so we know that we can heal through the rest of this. Yeesh. This is gonna be a bit of a disaster. Let's just run as fast as we can. And heal as often as we can. And remember that we have a portal gem to get the heck out of here, should we need to, which we probably will. See, because I can evade them sometimes, but when I don't evade them, they do 20 plus damage every hit. But my healing kits are also superior to healing spells in that they actually regenerate you back to full health every single time, which is very important. This was a bad place to stop. That's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I have everything under control. We hide in the corner and preemptively heal, just to be at hopefully full health. Nope, not full health. Very not full health. Heal again, and then run as quickly as we can into the corner. Because once we're in the corner, we'll be fine-ish. Fine TM. And these guys don't evade me a ton, because Archer. And you get a crystal as well. Isn't that amazing? I've still never found any higher tier rares in my entire life of playing this game, but it's fine. Okay. Now we also get the heck out of here. Where does our summons go? Let's see. Withered and Thrungus Hold. Oh, neither of those are places I want to go, so we're just gonna go Lifestone Recall. I don't know where this Lifestone Recall is. Probably Ayan Bekur, if I were to guess. Yeah, Ayan Bekur. Okay. Then you need to go... Let's see. We're gonna need to go to Westwatch in order to get the regular Eater Jaw turned in, and then go to the Fian Outpost to await the portal to Bellis. I mean, I'm just glad that this is just a once a week type quest, because it is a hassle to do it on 3 characters at once. I mean, 1 character alone only takes a little while, but if you're doing it on multiple characters simultaneously, it is a lot of work to just juggle all the characters around. Alright, so you get that. Thank you for the free money. And then we go to the Fian Outpost and turn in the other jaw and then wait. The game's a little quiet. I think I turned it down on purpose, but I am going to turn it up on purpose now. Apply. There we go. Then we give this to you. Thank you. And then we log out. Then we need to log in the Void Mage, resummon the portal, log in my two-handed character, go through the portal, get the jaw on the two-handed character, then turn in the jaws. It's a bit of a process. Let's see. Summon secondary portal, right? Secondary? Yeah. Summon secondary portal. Go on the two-handed character, which luckily the two-handed character can easily do the Insatiable Eater dungeon. That's not going to be a problem at all. Because, yeah, I doubt that they're going to be too big of a threat in here. Because this character is indeed level 216. That is, it's a bit above these enemies' pay grade. They might hit me once or twice, though. Because Eaters have really high melee attack skill. So even if I completely outlevel them, that does not necessarily mean that we just win. Alright. Go the same route as always. These guys are 160, yeah. Yeah, see, they can get some hits in every so often. But it shouldn't be a problem. Does this guy respawn? No. We go to this side. Man, I need to brush up on my strafing again. And another rare. Wow, what a surprise. Yeah, after the amount of time that I've been gone, the chance that you get a rare becomes 100% on the first, enemy kill that is eligible. So, really, it is absolutely no surprise to anybody that that each of my characters got a rare in that dungeon. And you'll need to stay with your orb, and you need to go annex to go to Westwatch and then Fian Outpost like the rest of them. But we need to make sure that we get our Void Mage into Fian Outpost and into position promptly. Because once this character goes through and kills Bellis, we're going to need to run the other two through in order to grab the gem before the corpse despawns. And we have a way to do that. We have a plan, but it's a little convoluted. Because what we need to do is we need to summon the portal on this character, go in, kill the enemy, then we need to not loot the object. Because if we loot the augmentation gem, we can no longer go back into the dungeon. So we kill Bellis with that character and then leave without picking up the gem. Then we bring in the other characters, make sure they get the gem, then bring the two-handed character in at the end, just to ensure that everybody has gotten it. Because there was a time, the first time I tried this, where I didn't think you would get unflagged for the dungeon just by picking up the gem. I assumed you had to, like, do something else that would unflag you, or something. But I suppose picking up the gem is the last step of the quest, so that kind of makes sense. So yeah, very complicated process, but it should be fine. Also, we're absolutely scamming this guy. We just went through the same dungeon 3 times and took overall 6 MMDs out of his pocket. Like, what does that guy even do for work? How does he get so many MMDs to just hand out to everyone who finishes these arbitrary eater killing quests? Okay, well, we turn this in. Okay. And we'll log you out here. So now, two-handed character, open portal, kill Bellis, and then profit. All the other stuff that I said, we do all that. Okay, secondary is Bellis. And we only have summoned secondary portal 2? Why is that? Whatever. Well, actually, we're gonna start out with this. So let's go in with that. Because we need to get that Gossamer Flesh debuff on Bellis ASAP. And then we need to hit him with something he hasn't, you know, protected himself against. Okay, Bellis. Kind of wish the Peanut Gallery wasn't here with us. But Bellis isn't a huge threat. Protecting against lightning. Good idea there, Bellis. Try to get all of our dirty fighting moves on him. And I haven't put Gossamer Flesh on him yet. There it is. Now we'll switch to slashing. It's not doing much more than the piercing was, but this can at least hit all the other guys. Can I? Yeah, he buffed himself for slashing. So we've killed those guys. Let's switch to fire. And hope that he doesn't, you know, protect himself against fire, because we're actually doing good damage now. Bellis is always kind of a race against time, because if you wait too long, he'll end up buffing himself against all forms of damage. And that's just, it just makes it take so long to kill him after that point. He can't really kill me too efficiently, but okay. So then we go back to Aphis Lassel on you. We need to log in both of our other characters. I'm gonna go first back to Fian Outpost, make sure the portal's still there, because that is top priority. We still have Aphis Lassel portal gems on you, and we should have on the others as well. Okay, portal is still here. Can we just summon another one just in case? Probably. No, we cannot. Okay. We'll just hope that that lasts long enough. First, Void Mage go in. And the portal's gone. It only lasted a few seconds after I logged out. Okay, we'll need to log them back in and summon the portal. I guess because we already had a portal summoned, it wouldn't let us summon a second portal. Probably to stop people from just spamming summoned portals all over the place and causing a bunch of lag. Alright, but you're almost out of mana. That should be fine. We'll put it up here this time on this level ground, because usually level ground works better. Okay. Portal is summoned. You log out. This is a bit of a delay, so hopefully it'll be fine. We just need to run in, grab the thing, and use an Aphis Lassel portal gem to skedaddle. But if Bellis respawns and if the corpse disappears, my two-handed character will have to kill Bellis again. Which isn't, you know, the end of the world, but certainly not the best outcome we could hope for. Okay, he's still dead for now. Pick up one of those, Aphis Lassel portal gem, then log out. Okay. Going well so far. Ish. Now Archer. Portal's still there, it looks like. Get into attack mode. Go through the portal. And see if Bellis is still dead. Though, he does respawn before his corpse despawns. So, even if Bellis is alive, there's a chance that we'll still be able to grab the augmentation gem and skedaddle. Though, I don't really want to try to survive with Bellis around on any of these characters, because that is just not a very good situation. Oh, Bellis is back. See? One hit. I luckily evaded his other one, but he did 90 damage in one frickin' hit. Sweet mama jamma. Okay, we got the gem. Mission accomplished. Now we jump back onto the two-handed character. And hope that the corpse is still there, or else we'll need to kill Bellis again, which isn't really a big deal, but... You know, getting the other two, their item, was really what mattered most. Just in case, we're going to switch to this bad boy. So we can apply Gossamer Flesh, should that be needed, should we have to kill him again. So let's just hope the corpse is still there. It is, for now. Okay. And then you can just... You're not really in a ton of danger, so yeah, just... Portal out yourself. Alright. Triple Bellis has once again been pulled off. 'Tis not an easy thing. But we did it. Okay. Now, that was the main thing we wanted to do. The main daily. Which actually, this person has more dailies too. Might as well just log them back in and do that. Because they have... Let's see. Do that. You need to go to Danby's Outpost. I believe. If it's not, then I'll feel very silly. But I'm pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be. Which I think is down here. It's either down here or in... Let's see... Danby's Outpost. It's right there. Because we need to go to this fort, talk to a guy, then run all the way the other direction, and do some parkour, and then we win. Oh man. I hope that I'm not rusty enough that the parkour is going to be difficult again. Because yeesh. It was hard enough getting used to that parkour in the first place, but being away from it for so long is just going to make life a lot harder. Alright, then we head this way. Not Tumrock Outpost. Is it? No. Oh yeah, it's not on the map, is it? It's not. We just need to go along the beach side until we reach it. Essentially this direction. And then we have more to... Are these the guys that can drop the Ulgrim scroll? I'll kill them anyways, just in case. Because, you know, it's such a low drop rate, I might as well kill every single one of those I see for my entire life. Ooh, more. Just in case they drop it. Although there is one spot in the entire game that I know of that you can farm for it. And I could just macro up there, but, you know, I'm not macroing on these characters, so that makes life a bit more difficult when you're trying to farm a, like, 0.01% drop rate. Because that will take some time, for sure. But if I just kill them at every opportunity, hopefully I just get lucky one of these days. And eventually it'll drop. So yeah, you run past the mansion. If you're kind of running from the town, you run through this stone thing, which is a pretty cool stone thing. I like it. then you will eventually reach where you need to go. Hmm. I actually think it's closer to the beach, but I think the beach might kind of swing inward. Kind of like there, kind of goes in a bit. Yeah, and there it goes in too. So that's fine. I just need to trust my directional sense until I completely pass it by because I don't have it on Go Arrow and can't tell if I end up missing it. Because I don't know what the coordinates on that thing is. Ooh, more reed sharks. Or shallow sharks, which are kind of the same, but kind of different. I don't know what the difference exactly is. I think it's just that one of them lives in the shallows and the other one lives in the reeds. I don't know what the difference is about that though, because don't reeds usually grow in the shallows? So I don't know. That's a bit odd. Okay, I think it's right here. It should be right there. Right? No, maybe it's on the other side of this. I thought that was the hill. This might be the hill, so it might be right on the other side of here. If not, then I have no idea where this portal is. There it is. Okay. We did it. Now to do the parkour. Well, to kill enemies and then do the parkour. Here you go. Here's a letter for you. We're all freshly buffed up, so that's good. Because these guys aren't going to be taking no for an answer. And they do a lot of damage sometimes. Okay, fire doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping. I mean, they're mossworts. Usually fire's pretty good. But yeah, the spells are only an issue if they throw up some vuln spells on us. Which they eventually will. So first, do we stand on top of the bonfire, apparently? First, we run through here. We go right. We keep going right until we reach that end room, and then we have to kill anything that followed us. Which hopefully isn't too much. For to not spend too much time sitting here killing. Because we have parkour to do. I think we kill the rats before we kill him. Yeah. Very good. Okay, tell this guy to go back to work. And then we need to do the parkour. Which hopefully won't be too painful. Okay. I'm remembering how to do this. You jump up here. Very good, very good. Jump over here. Kind of try to use the wall to our advantage. Very nice. Just barely, just barely. I think it's a full shift jump towards that wall. Gets us up there. And same here, kind of a full shift jump towards the wall. Okay, okay. And then we need to land on that. Which isn't as tough as you may think. Because these look slanted, but they actually aren't. So that's something you need to keep in mind when trying to make that jump. Is that they're not actually slanted. You just need to act like it's a regular rectangular platform. Then we get through all of this. Try to get around the corner quickly, but not quick enough. Because we want to try to lock the rats out of this room, and we don't have to kill them. But this one was being a bit stubborn. Now here's where the danger comes in, because these enemies, for sure, They have a lot of health, and there's 3 of them, and they like to vuln. They like to not stand in the correct positioning for me to hit all 3 of them. There we go. Yep, there's a vuln. And there's another vuln. Ugh. There's nothing I can do about it because I think those are level 8 vulns. It freaks me out so much. Like, can you imagine in, like, if this was World of Warcraft, that if they just had some attacks that could insta-kill you? You know how, like, stressed you would be about that? I certainly couldn't imagine it in that game, but in this game, it's quite commonplace. And we give the meat to Shady and hope that our debuffs go away. Oh no, they are just level 7s. Okay, we can just use our regular gems for this, right? Yes. Okay, never mind. I thought that was level 8 spells. But it was there's a different place that had level 8 debuffs. Luckily, this is not it, because I need to do this, like, every day, essentially. Okay. Then you go to this side and do pretty much the same thing. You run through, you get to the parkour, you do the parkour, which this parkour is entirely different from the other one, so that's just gonna be great. Why was there purple particle? Or no, that's just fire. I thought that was... No, that is definitely a purple particle coming in. Why is that? What's going on over there? Well, whatever it is, I don't need to be a part of it. We'll just ignore it. Yeah, and without the vulns, their spells don't hit very hard at all. Okay. Now this one, I think, is the harder of the two. But I remember it. I remember how to do this like the back of my hand. Because I've done it so very many times. I probably see this parkour in my dreams without knowing it. Just rehearsing for every single day that I do this. Then you do a full shift jump like that. And then just a partial shift jump to there. Okay. Did I first try both of those parkours? That's pretty impressive to me. Nobody else probably cares because it probably looks a lot easier than it actually is, but I'm certainly impressed with me, and that's what matters. Okay, we got around the wall fast enough that these Wasanians don't join us. Now we just need to remember that we can purge their vulns, and this should be fine. So nice having the 3 hitting weapon. I'm a fan of that. And we need to kill these 2 because we need to not only, you know, get the pets all back into their pens, but we also need to return 10 Mossworts to work. And it falls asleep. We throw it back in the pen. There we go. I don't know how the sedative wears off the second I put it into the pen, but you know, we're not paid to ask questions. That's just how it works. Okay, then we go this way. Run all the way to the end of this corridor. And there's another room. No more parkour is needed. We just need to kill all these losers. And then everything will be fantastic. Okay, let's heal up preemptively, because if they vuln us, we're gonna want as much health to, you know, stave off the coming onslaught as we can get. Okay, does that hit all three? It does. Nice. So then we sit here and kill this guy. And then send these two back to work. You have returned 10 mossworts. Okay. I don't even need to kill this guy technically, because we have returned all the mossworts to work. So we'll give the meat to this guy, and we'll just ignore him. He probably won't cause any issues. There we go. And then we leave. I don't think this place has any, like, actual way out. So we'll just Aphislassel recall, and then run back to Danby's outpost. I mean, that's a long, kind of difficult quest, mainly because of the jumping puzzles. I mean, the enemies are kind of tough, but not nearly tough enough to be too worried about it. Really, Danby's the jumping puzzle is the most difficult part of that entire quest. But I've memorized them, and obviously even after months of not doing the quest, I can still do them first try. So it's all down to the muscle memory. So once we're done with this, we can go and do the dailies on my two other characters, the Archer and the Void Mage, to get them some levels, and then we'll be free to do whatever we want. There we go. And we get almost 1 billion XP, and a Braced Manaforge key, and most importantly, we get 20,000 luminance, which, I mean, in the face of 1 billion XP, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's, you know, luminance is very important, and very hard to come by. So 20,000 of it is a significant amount of money. Alright, back to the other characters. Which one should I do first? I guess Void Mage first? Yes, and I didn't know about this quest for the longest time, but a viewer mentioned it and said that, you know, I don't need to do many of the other dailies that I've been doing, because there's one daily that gives just significantly more than everything else. And so I've just been doing that daily because I've been feeling lazy. You know, normally I would do this daily and all my other dailies, you know, just absolutely double my XP income. But this daily in and of itself already gives me like a full level per day that I do it. So I don't really need much else. I just need to do this over and over and over and over again. Which, it's not a very long quest. I mean, doing it 2 times in a row is kind of long, but just doing it on one character is quite manageable. So we need to go to Danby's outpost again. It's weird, because, like, I never go to Danby's outpost for anything, usually. Like, it's usually such a out-of-the-way town. And yet, with all the quests I've been doing recently, it's been, like, a staple in my daily, you know, routine. Because normally I only ever come here for the Mosswort Fort. No, Moorsman Fort. And that's it. But now I have the Crystal quest and the Lost Pets quest as both, you know, new quests that I've been doing that involve this same town. It's a bit bizarre. But we need to go in here and get a crystal, and then turn that crystal into someone else, and then they'll send us somewhere else. Then we need to go into another mine and get another crystal, and turn that into someone else, and then that'll have them send us somewhere else where we get another crystal, we're going to turn that into someone else. Simple, right? So I think it's this way, I believe, and then you go up this direction, question mark? It's been a while. This dungeon I'm not nearly as familiar with route-wise, but I'm pretty sure this leads us straight to where the chests are. They're not up there. Right, they're in here. Okay, I found them. Okay. And then, how do I get you out of places? I guess primary portal recall? I really need to get this character, the Athaslassel portal recall. But we attempted, I don't know if anybody was there, that would be here today, but we attempted that. Oh, now we need to take that. Where do we take this? Where do we take this? We need to take this. Oh, right. We were supposed to go to the facility hub. Yes, that's it. But yeah, anyways, I attempted to get the Athaslassel portal recall, and we couldn't because the boss in there just had far too much health regen, and our damage at the time just was not enough. So we need to wait a bit, get a bit higher level, become stronger. We're not going to the mansion, we're going to the Might Maze. And from the Might Maze, you then go to this guy. I'm remembering. It's a bit of a convoluted route, but some things you just never fully forget. You know, Dailies and Asheron's Call are like riding a bike. Although, I don't know, can you forget how to ride a bike? I think you can. Like, I haven't actually ridden a bike in quite some time. And I mean, I don't know, I kind of feel like I would have forgotten it by now. But maybe not. It just seems like one of those things that is complicated enough that you would actually be able to forget it. But maybe not. Especially with how long it takes some people to learn how to ride a bike. Like, some people are stuck with training wheels for a good while. And yet, you know, evidently once they learn how to do it, they just never forget it, which is just really weird. And I wonder if they used to have a saying for, like, something that you could never forget. Because, like, bicycles weren't always around. Those were, like, what? 17 or 1800s, I would want to say, that bicycles started to be made in, like, the more modern form that we have them today. Or at least when they were first invented. I'd say probably 1800s at least is when bicycles probably came about. Uh, so before that point, before bicycles existed, or at least before bicycles were in the, you know, public's common knowledge, then what did they say as like a saying for something that you can just never forget? Because it seems like a pretty important saying, a pretty important thing to be able to get across to people. Okay, so you don't give him the gem, you just talk with him, he takes you to a place. But yeah, seems like it would be pretty important. So they might have had something else, some other saying. Maybe like, it's like making a soup. You never forget how to make soup. And humanity's had soup for as long as humanity's been humanity, so I think that saying could definitely... But I think someone could forget how to make soup. I mean, it's pretty easy. Overall, soup is just food dissolved into hot water. Although I guess generally there's kind of like a broth involved, which might mean that you need to like cook the bones to make the bone broth. And thus that might actually have a few extra steps that someone could forget. So I don't know. Who knows about sayings nowadays? The origins can be quite complicated. Yeah, luckily this dungeon, I know the way through pretty well. I don't know why I know this dungeon better than the last one, but I'm a lot more confident in my ability to get through here correctly if this guy would get out of my way. He will eventually. He just keeps trying to cast spells, and that makes them immovable. My guy, you've cast like 5 spells. Thank you. cast like 5 spells in a row. You can move now, please. And yeah, it is faster to just wait for them to move. It would take me quite a while to kill those guys, I think. Nope, we don't. I keep thinking we go this way, we don't go that way. I mean, technically that does lead to where we need to go, but this way is faster. Let's see. I think we go this way, right? Yeah. And mainly when I go through these dungeons, at least nowadays, I used to have them memorized just by the look of the dungeon itself. But nowadays, I just look at this map and use kind of just a photographic kind of memorization of it to be able to tell where I'm supposed to go. Because if I can just look at this map and know exactly what each room layout looks like at any given point during the quest, then I can just kind of retrace what I want that map to look like to get me to where I need to go. It's a bit weird to try to explain, but it makes sense to me. Let's try to get some damage over times on you guys, because you guys have a lot of health. You can sometimes take a lot of hits to kill, but if we get the damage over times on you, hopefully that'll make my job a bit easier. Okay, we'll see if one of these guys dropped it. Nope. Try to get damage over times on these losers. Oh, there's a lot of these losers. Okay. Let's just get damage over times on all of them. And they're just desperately trying to kill me, but they can't do anything about it. We've grown too powerful. I think when I first started trying to do this quest... Oh, they all died, like, literally simultaneously. That's amazing. And there's the gem we needed. It's about a 1 in 4 drop, I think it said on the wiki when I first read up on this quest. So, you just need to kill a few of them, and you usually find it rather quick-like. And then you're back here, and this guy's all knocked out, and you need to give him the next crystal. And he'll be all like, go back to the surface portal and go and do a thing. But then the surface portal doesn't take you to the surface. And you're like very confuzzled. And this guy's also here, but he's completely useless because he does nothing for you. And luckily everything in here is much lower level than anything else. So, very easy dungeon. Just run to the end and grab the last crystal, and then we need to teleport back to Glendenwood. And then that's where we finish... Oh, I was supposed to turn there. That's where we finish the quest. And then we get all the XP, and we level up. Grab this. Thank you very much. And then teleport primary portal. That takes us right to the town network, and we can go left and go into Glendenwood, which should be over here on this side somewhere. Right there. Perfect. Man, it's only almost been an hour. I feel like these dailies always feel like they take longer to accomplish than they actually do. It's just like after the Bellis thing, I was like, man, that took forever. And then I looked down, it's only been like half an hour. But yeah, 400 million XP. Of course, that is, you know, I have double quest XP on the server, so That is just supposed to be like 200 million, but that's still a ton of XP. And then we do the same thing on the archer, because the archer is quite close to, getting up to the level needed for joining a society, which is where the late game begins. And that's where we want all of our characters to be, is the late game. Although honestly, I don't know. I feel like doing stuff in the late game solo is really difficult. So, I mean, while I feel like the mid game is kind of a slog, with the best and like most efficient way just to be doing dailies after dailies after dailies for like months on end to get from level 100 to level 180. It's like it's still one of those times where you can achieve almost anything in the game solo. Like I've soloed all of the ancient armor dungeons, even the ones that the wiki claimed were impossible to do solo. I did them because impossibilities do not hinder me. But yeah, it's just there most things in the early and mid game you can actually do alone. Once you start getting up into the late game, like past 180 and especially past level 200, things start to get a bit more complicated. Because like most of the quests are still fine. Like, you still have dailies and you still have a bunch of stuff you can do that are solo, especially in the society. Like you can do pretty much any of the society dailies alone because they're designed to be done alone. But any group quest, like saving Asheron or anything like that, the difficulty level just spikes way, way up in the late game. And especially like Hoshino Fortress and the all the other like really high level areas, the Tutu invasion area, all that stuff is just way too difficult to do on your own unless you have like the best of the best armor and stuff, which I most certainly do not. I have good enough armor, not, a fully tinkered up and optimized gear set with the set bonuses and all the perfect spells and legendaries and all that stuff. I don't have that yet. That takes a long time to gather up, especially if you're on a server without a marketplace. Like, playing alone, you certainly... Oh, this is the wrong turn. You certainly don't have a marketplace when you're all alone. So, finding really good weapons and armor is kind of a struggle. But it is what it is. Where does this go? Yeah, none of those go where we need you to go. So we're just going to send you to Lifestone Recall. Oh, wait, I was supposed to go to Town Network. Not Town Network. I was supposed to go to Facility Hub. I always forget that. I'm just like, how do I get out of here? Must cast spell. But no, Portal Gem is the way out. Because I need to go to the Might Maze, and then I need to go to the Latoris, or whatever his name is. I wonder why the bug exists where if you are running perfectly straight on with a like downstairs or down a ramp, it doesn't change your vision. Because like you see when I'm running down this hill or up this hill, it changes my viewpoint to be looking kind of in the direction you're moving. And that's working as intended. But if you're perfectly like pixel perfect looking straight ahead, it doesn't do that. And I wonder why that is. Like, what in the code makes it so that if you're perfectly aligned with the direction, the cardinal directions, that it doesn't change your view? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But it is very hard to get aligned like that. Generally, the only time that you do it... Ooh, dye plant. Generally, the only time you do it is if you've spawned in and then run downstairs. immediately, because then you're perfectly looking that direction because that's how they spawn you into places. But generally it's quite hard to get that naturally. Man, our inventory is full. We need to do some cleaning. That's the problem with all of your characters having salvaging to try to get, salvage, is that you end up with a bunch of half-filled bags filling up your inventory. I don't know. I might send those up to my higher level character, just mix them all with the bags that they have, just to clear out inventory space. Because at this point, I don't really salvage things while leveling up. I just kind of do the quests and get the XP. If I want to salvage things, I'll probably be farming in like Egg Orchard to do the, not only to do the Ulfoy Ripper quest and to get the Ripper spines for collector turn-ins, but also to have the chance of the ninja guys to show up so we can get ninja armor. We don't give this to him, we just talk to him. I keep forgetting that. And somehow, even though our last character was just in here and this guy was knocked out and all this stuff was stolen, all the stuff is back and the guy is perfectly fine and has lost all memory of the situation. Because that's how quests go. We need to wait until he gives us XP, and then we're able to go through the portal. Because otherwise it says you need to complete a quest to go through this portal. So it doesn't flag us to go through it until we get the XP from the quest, and then we can go through. It's that simple. Go through all that. Then we need to go right into the big room, through the squiggly tunnel, then go right again. Excuse me, good sir. If you could not do that, I would be appreciative. Alright, and luckily most of these guys aren't in our way. It's just the guys in these little sideways tunnels, and especially this guy. This guy is always obsessed with spells. I mean, look at him. He's done 2 spells. He's done a 3rd spell. He's done a 4th spell. And then he attacks. That guy, he's always directly in your way, blocking you, and he always is obsessed with spells. I don't know what it is with him, or if they, like, it's probably just luck based, but I kind of feel like they coded him specifically to throw spells at you before attacking. Because he almost always does 2 to 4 spells before moving out of your way. And it's so very rude. We got our little money symbol thing with the line through it. And then we're almost there. And this character shouldn't have any issue killing the obsidian golem guys. Because they may be like level 160, but they're not too difficult for this one. Of course, we need to get a good crit in order to do decent damage. Like that. Takes 5 hits to take out half his health, and then 1 hit to take out the other half. Because crits with this weapon are absolutely overpowered. Like, you do 150 on normal hits, and then you do 600 on a crit. It's like, that's more than double. That is quadruple. Okay, and then we got the crystal on the first enemy, which was very lucky. And then this place gets robbed again. This guy gets knocked out again. You know, you'd think he'd see it coming eventually. So, like, the second I start the quest, he's like, oh no. That means I'm gonna get hit over the head again. Every time. Why the guy keep doing this? Yeah, and this guy just sits here and has a freaking conniption. Constantly just being like, the portal took us to the wrong location. What's happening? Oh my gosh. It's like, bro, just go through the dungeon. You know, I wouldn't even need to be here if you had just gone through and grabbed the correct crystal. You know, these guys are level 80. You're probably fine. Are you going further? I'm staying here. Yeah, well, you're just a big wimp, aren't you? Freaking quest given guys. I mean, that guy isn't even a quest giver. He's just an NPC. He just sits there and does nothing. Like, why did the other dude even send him ahead if there was any kind of important job to do? He obviously can't do much. He also never finds his way out of here. Like, we just kind of grab this and then skedaddle on out of here without him, and he just stays there. Every time I do the quest, he's just sitting there having an absolute mental breakdown, and I never do anything to help him because, you know, screw him. Why would we care? He doesn't help us, so we're not gonna help him. Then we go turn this in, just like we did on the other character, and we get all the XP. Yeah, and we'll level up from that and be 159. Only 10 away from a very nice number. And then, so what are we, like 20? We'll be 21 levels. Where am I going? You go to Glendenwood. Yeah, 21 levels, I believe, from 180. When we can start to do our society quests. Though honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get these two characters through society stuff very quickly. I mean, it is a lot of work to do those dailies. I suppose eventually I would. Eventually we'll get there. And there we go. Lots of XP, and then next time we'll also level up quite securely. Very nice. Now I just need to figure out what we're doing past that. Because I mean that was all the main dailies. We did Bellis on all three characters. We did the thing with the stuff with the Luminance quest and the Lost Pets. And then we did both of those to get levels on them. And now I just need to figure out what else is needing to be done. I mean, there's this character. I don't even think they still have equipment. I took off all the yeah. I took off all their equipment to give to a different character. So these ones are kind of soft locked at where they are. Why do I Ah, I was like, why do I only have slashing on my bar? But it's because my explorer wand is resistance cleaving slashing, which kind of makes sense because then against pretty much anything, slashing would be the best option. So that adds up. So yeah, this character is kind of not where they need to be. We need to get them new armor, which I guess I could get. Oh no, I can't do ancient armor because that's 100 plus. Ugh. So I don't know. I don't really know where the rest of these are. I think some of these are just mules, right? I should probably put away all those rares we got. That's something to do. Go to the house. And this one just got the Fletcher's crystal, it looks like. Is that what we got? I guess it must be. Put this in here with the rest of our braced Maniforge key collection, because I do that quest daily. So you get a lot of braced Maniforge keys. Which I don't know. They're decent death items, I guess, if they drop on death. I mean, 20,000 value for 30 burden is almost as good as the massive mana charges. So that's quite nice. And the absolute mess that is my house chests here. That's just don't look at that. Don't look at any of this. It's fine. We'll just throw that in there. Log you out. Because you don't want to carry rares around. Because rares are always dropped on death. So, if any of these characters die, that means that their rares are just going to be left on their corpse. And we can't be having that. We got to put those into a secure storage facility. What does this do? Okay, just coordination increased by 250. Lockpick increase. This could actually be very useful. Not only because lockpicking is technically a crafting skill, so I could make like, you know, you could make carve the keys out of the golem hearts, or I think carving keys. Yeah, carving the keys out of like the warped keys or the mangled or broken keys, I think is also a lockpicking skill check. So that would actually help with those as well, which would be very important. Let's throw you in here. All sorts of good stuff. Man, you have 4 blank augmentation gems. We're gonna need to start getting these characters some serious XP to be able to start actually using those. But some of these characters haven't even maxed out their main skills. Like, see, missile weapons is not even maxed. It's almost maxed, actually. If I remember correctly, isn't 350 mil like the max level? Like, this should be 2 levels away from max missile weapons. I think. So let's grab that. And these two are both pretty far away from it. And usually I don't start doing augmentations until all of this is maxed. Yep, 350 mil is indeed the maximum for missile weapons, or for your main weapon, main, like, specialized stats. So it's good that I got this maxed out. That is very, very good. But we still have multiple other things to max out. Like, I'd like magic and melee defense maxed out, probably, before going into anything a bit more niche. Okay, there we go. Now, we're gonna need to get you some new bows. I mean, this bow has been working well for us, but that's mainly just being carried by the special properties. Like, the spells aren't anything special, the stats are pretty decent, but really the crushing blow, biting strike, slash rending is what makes this bow so good. Because you just wait, you just getting decent damage, and then you just wait for that crit, which it crits a lot, and it crits very, very, very hard, as we saw. So that is essentially all you do with this bow. But we're gonna need to get this person new bows eventually. Oh yeah, my buff room. Can I buff with these? While on a... Can't use them while on a hook. I can use this. Yeah. That is unfortunate. What is this? I think it's lasts 3 hours, right? Yeah. Rooshk skin. I still need to get all the Rooshk spears, because I know each one casts a different spell. And it's pretty important to have all of them, because some of them just aren't applicable to people. Like this one, I mean, it's pretty good for everyone. It's just natural armor increased, but it's only by... Is that by 10? I don't know if that's just cut off, but that looks like it's just by 10 points. Oh, and you can't even see it. It's behind me. But yeah, it says increases target's natural armor by 10 points. So that's not very important. I mean, even if it was 100 points, I don't think that would be all that useful. But anyways, that's probably going to be it. That was some good dailies. But the dailies were a bit harder than I thought. Like, the Bellis is always a bit tiring to, you know, do all that juggling of all the different things and stuff, but we got good stuff going. We got the augmentation gems and some levels and some luminance. Always nice. I would like to play more Asheron's Call. I might figure out what character I want to make next, because honestly, the early game is my favorite portion of Asheron's Call, because there's not any like grinding. It's just, you just you just win, That's all it is. You just do the quests and you get levels like once every 10 minutes tops, and then and that's it. Easy game. Ooh, next time I might play on a different server, because on my server I have all sorts of things going, but I was wanting to try out Levistrass a bit more. So, and Levistrass is like a no botting type thing. So I don't know. There's no botting, and they have a bunch of custom content, a bunch of cool stuff, and it would be nice to go through it and just kind of be able to point out every little thing that's different. Because I've memorized this game top to bottom in a lot of ways, so going through there, I'm able to easily point out every single little discrepancy from, the game that I'm used to. So, yes, I'll see you guys next time, and we'll see how that goes. Goodbye.